Hey guys, welcome to the Brook Trout Homestead. Tonight we are going to be making pumpkin bread. I know you can tell it's nighttime, right? The lighting is kind of off. We normally do videos like this during the day for better lighting, etc. But my children are asleep. What better time to do this, right? To get it done? I do enjoy my children helping, but not this time. So pumpkin bread is our absolute favorite dessert. And it's not just for fall, it's for year round, although it does have a warm fall feel, huh? So I'm going to do two different kinds. I'm going to do one with walnuts and I am going to do one with chocolate chips. As much as I like the plain one, I'll have to think about it. We'll see how much batter I make. I'm going to be doubling my recipe in hopes to make 3 small loaves. So we'll see. Thanks for watching. Okay guys, so the first thing that I want everyone to do is go ahead and go to your oven and preheat it to 350 degrees, which my husband is actually doing this for me right now. Very important. Oh yeah, actually the first thing really was to check your oven to make sure there's no pans in it, because I've already done it. But I'm notorious for leaving pans in the oven.
The recipe I'm going to give you is the one for one 9x5-inch loaf pan. But just go ahead and know that I am doubling my recipe, but you do not have to. What we're going to do is do an all-purpose flour, 1 3/4 cups. I use an organic all-purpose flour from Costco. Here I'm grabbing 1 teaspoon of baking soda. And then I'm going to grab a 1/2 teaspoon of baking powder. Our next ingredient is a 1/2 teaspoon of salt. I use pink Himalayan salt. I find it the best salt out there, so that's why I use it. Now I'm going to get to the fancy spices: cinnamon, allspice, and nutmeg. As you can see, I kind of just throw it down. If I had to guess, it'd probably be like a 1/2 to 1 teaspoon of each, but you go ahead and just do what you need to do. I kind of just wing it.
Okay guys, now that I have my dry ingredients, I went ahead and did the flour, the baking soda, the baking powder, the salt, the cinnamon, allspice, and nutmeg. I am going to set this aside after I whisk it all together, because I want to make sure this is incorporated properly so that you can get that yummy yummy in each bite. I'm going to move this bowl aside and I'm going to bring in my wet ingredient bowl. And this is where I'm going to do 2 large eggs. Actually, I have to double this. 4 large eggs. Our chickens are being really stingy with their eggs lately. So I had to go out and buy eggs. But we did get the organic, cage-free brown eggs. But I don't like having to buy eggs, especially when you own chickens. But then again, we are a family of 8 right now. So we have to do what we have to do. I'm going to go ahead and whisk these eggs. Nothing crazy, just until incorporated. Okay, now I'm going to add a cup of brown sugar. I have a bigger mason jar of brown sugar. Whoops. Just gonna be extra sweet.
Okay, so here I'm gonna add my organic cane sugar. You can just add just a plain white sugar, it's fine. I'm gonna add 2/3 cup. Here we're gonna add a 1/4 cup of whole milk. Nothing organic about this milk. And of course, the recipe calls for 1 can of pumpkin puree, but I am doubling it, so I'm putting 2 cans. Normally I would make my own puree, but my friend got her pumpkins, but I forgot to go pick them up. Well, it just didn't work out. But shout out to Bland's Promised Land Ranch. They're awesome. I'm adding a 1/2 cup of olive oil. You can use vegetable oil if that's all you have on hand. I use olive oil. It's a great substitute. And finally, 1 teaspoon of vanilla extract. And another reminder, all these measurements are what it calls for, but I doubled all of them. Okay, right here you're seeing me mixing with my little silicone spatula. Why did I do that? I don't even know why I did that. I never do that. What you would do is either whisk it with an actual whisk, or you can even use a mixer, although I don't have a standing mixer, but just, you know what I mean. Okay, so what I'm doing is dumping the wet ingredients into my flour. This can be done all sorts of ways. You do it your way. You can dump the flour into the wet or whichever you do. I'm just going to incorporate it with my silicone spatula that I love so much.
Be very careful because sometimes you miss the bottom and there's big clumps of white flour mixture. And that's the last thing you want to bite into, is a weird white clump of flour. You can sift your flour. I've actually done that a few times. I've actually done that with the puree as well before. It works great, but hey, it's like 11 o'clock at night. I am not doing that right now. I'm just hoping that you guys enjoy this recipe as much as my family does. This is a workout as well. If your right arm, left arm needs to get some strength up, this is the best. Alright, those white clumps I'm talking about. Alright, yay! Okay, I think we are done. And I'm going to add these to the loaf pans. So there's this coconut oil spray at Aldi that I really enjoy for this. I'm just going to spray the pans down. Nothing crazy, just enough. I'm going to add the plain mix first, and we'll see if that lasts. So as I was just thinking, I think I'm just going to do what I did last time. I'm going to add the extra special ingredients to the top of the mix rather than throughout. It worked well, and it gave it a really nice look, like a little crust on the top. It was pretty. And it tasted amazing. But if you want to mix yours in, go for it. I've done that so many times. Okay, I'm just going to kind of flatten it just a tad. I mean, it doesn't make a huge difference, but I want it to work for when I put my nuts and stuff on the top. So my first one, I'm just going to sprinkle some big walnuts. Well, they're chopped, but you know how these things are. They say they're chopped, but not really. Nice top. Now I'm going to do my chocolate chips. Lots of chocolate chips. And I think I'll leave this one plain. So we shall see. Okay, now these babies are ready for the oven. We are going to cook these for 1 hour in the oven. And I will show you what they look like.
1 hour has passed. It looks awesome, guys. I wish you could smell what I can smell. Actually, if you're doing this recipe, you can smell what I smell. I hope you guys enjoy this bread recipe. I know you will. And I hope I was descriptive enough in what I was doing. This is our first like legit recipe thing that's not like dog recipe. So I hope you guys have a great night. Don't forget to like, don't forget to subscribe, share my video. Well, probably not this one. I don't know, this one video was kind of okay. But share whatever video you really liked. And I hope your friends subscribe. Have a great night.